A quick VR review of this Audi 90 crazy race car. First impressions of the car in general, that it's a riot. It's got the most wicked boost lag and then the blow-off valve, and it just sounds amazing. So in VR all that stuff is heightened, of course. As for the driving position, the steering wheel is massive, so if you've got an interchangeable rim, lucky enough, get yourself as big a wheel as you can to match this. I'm trying to do this on a McLaren GT3 wheel and it just doesn't feel right. So I've got the Fanatec PlayStation 5 wheel, which is quite small for a full rim. I'd look at the BMW or the Rally one, just to get the hands matching this massive wheel. Otherwise in here I'm at, what, 3.5 centimeters once more. That's so I can see the tacho. You can see the, let me stick a clutch in. So you've got a digital tacho, which I haven't been looking at, but that analog, I want to see 7, 8, 9,000 revs. So if I'm too high, once again, the full rim starts getting in the way of that. That said, 8 and 9 are nice and low down on the dial, so you can probably get away with being this high. Good overview of the front of the car from here, and the wheel is short, as in the shaft leading up to the wheel is nice and short, so you're sitting relatively close. In fact, if I lean all the way back, reset, and then get in, there's a little bit of detail in the back there, but yeah, you can see out the front quite clearly. The Aston Martin I reviewed last was way too long, and this is a lot shorter. The downside of that, I put myself back in the neutral position, is that mirror feels just a little bit too close to be useful. You really have to turn your head, what's that, 20 degrees or so, to get a look at it, and then you've got all those wings in the way and you can't really rely on seeing anything. The side mirror is very small. Can probably use that, and this one is once again obscured by the netting on the side, so it's virtual mirror all the way around. That boost gauge here hasn't distracted me at all. In fact, it's a perfect spot for it. You can glance up to it and just see what's happening, but it's not important, obviously, but it also doesn't distract. Where to put this is a bit of a problem, because there's all this detail in those dials. You could probably get away with there if you can deal with it clipping with your wheel. That means your wheel disappears a little bit. That gets rid of a lot of the immersion of being in VR. Otherwise, you don't want it up there because you're looking through there to spot apexes on right hand corners. Again, maybe you want to obscure your wheel on that side, but I couldn't really find a good spot for it, apart from, yeah, sort of its traditional spot there, and then just try and look through this dial. And yeah, it's a pity we can't bring these forwards or backwards in VR space, because sitting there flat with all of this in front of it, it's quite distracting. The car itself, like I said, is a riot. We'll just do a couple of corners. The other side, yeah, down here, it's dark. So whenever this was scanned, there just wasn't enough light in there or whatever's happening. So you got all this banding of all this dark material down there. You know, you shouldn't be looking down there while you're racing, but just in the front there, it's a little distracting that it's just bands of... It's not realistic, and once again, you're taken out of being in this car. So looking straight ahead, nice and close to the wheel, it's fine. That mirror is useless. The dark sections are distracting, and there's not much other information on the dash that you need anyway, apart from that, 7,000 to 8,000 revs range. So, well, doesn't even have a gear indicator? No, so... Okay, let's just check that, because sometimes when I don't have a gear indicator, I whack this somewhere visible so I can see. For some reason it's not showing, and that's not a bad spot. Once again, it's in the way of the wheel. On the Skip Barber I use it quite a lot, just show me the gear so I can not be shifting when I don't need to be. But yeah, there's no gear indicator on this, so let's put it in reverse apparently. Excellent. Then neutral. Let's take a couple of corners. You can see that tacho fly up and listen to that boost valve. There it goes, it'll blow off. And again. And you can see, you can still spot, even if you don't hit your apex through that center black bar, so the windscreen isn't that affected by having that there. We'll try it in this hairpin. So you're looking through to the right hand side of the windscreen and then coming back to the middle, and that works quite well. So yeah, it's 7, 8 or 9 out of 10. When you're trying to control this beast, you're going to be focused. 6 minutes. Fantastic. Thanks, Jim. You're focused out the front trying to control this beast anyway, so the dark patches there don't really matter. There is enough room up above you, so you're not clipping through any padded bits up there. It really is, it's a Spartan dash, you don't really need to see it. It's the relative that doesn't have a really good home. It's that rear mirror, meaning you do still need to have the virtual mirror on, and that does kind of get rid of a lot of the nice detail for that windscreen wiper. That looks like it's an internal windscreen wiper. That's crazy. Hadn't even noticed that, because that's where my virtual mirror goes. But look, you should try this car on a test drive session anyway. I know the participation for the car isn't great in officials, but test drive just for half an hour fanging about with this massive turbo, it's hilarious fun, and it's got a ton of downforce, so you can really throw it around. For VR, yeah, I'm still 50-50. I'm still torn on it. I think I like having a functional rear view mirror, but yeah, look, there's certainly worse cars in VR than this, so I think you can have some fun in it.